So this was like a multiverse of stupid. Hey, what's up, Nerd Fam? This is your boy. I want to welcome you to Enter the Nerd. Today, we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Now, I'll be honest with you. I already know these movies aren't for people like me, people who love the source material or lean towards it, because obviously, in these past movies, they play hard and fast with that. However, I'm not above them derailing from the source material and giving us something that's pretty damn cool. This, unfortunately, is not that, right? But look, I'll be fair. Let me start off with the positives before I lay into this. Number one, I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I like Elizabeth Olsen. I think the actors and actresses didn't phone it in. They definitely played their roles the way they should have. Also, Sam Raimi, who is the director, maker of The Evil Dead, all that, he added his own little horror flair to it, which there was some detriment to that. However, it was creative, especially where Wanda is kind of like the monster of the film. And it was pretty cool, especially when it came down to the ending scene with the undead version of Doctor Strange. That being said, that little creative choice and the actors, trying their butts off, specifically Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen, this film, I'm not even sure why it exists, right? I mean, I know why it exists financially, but I don't understand. Because when it came to the plot, they did things to massively undermine what they have already set up prior in series like Loki and WandaVision. Let's just start off with the plot, right? The plot is that Wanda, who is pretty much the villain here, wants to use America Chavez's powers to travel the multiverse to go to another multiverse where her kids exist. I don't know why, because we've already established she's powerful enough to alter reality. Remember, she wants to go find a place where her kids exist so she can be with them, because she's been having dreams about them. Because apparently, when you have dreams of you doing stuff, that's not just a dream, that is you dreaming about your other reality self, right? So why wouldn't she just materialize those kids again? She has the power to. She's got the Darkhold. The only reason why the kids don't exist was her choice, remember? At the end of WandaVision, she's like, I'm not a bad person. And she was just, she was tired of controlling all these other people who were in Westview. But could she not have materialized these children again? Remember, even Wong in the movie was like, the Scarlet Witch can alter reality. She is this super powerful being. She does not need to take somebody else's powers. And it was weird because they would big up her powers and sometimes, and then all of a sudden she needed America Chavez to go. Why? We've already seen what she could do. Kind of strange. And also, where's the TVA? KANG is also supposed to be like the guy of the multiverse right now, so he doesn't care that people are moving around. Whatever. I guess we're just not going to talk about those type of things that you, Marvel, have already set up. And you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Even if we're not going with the source material, could you at least follow your material? Is that too much to ask for? So whatever. So that plot point was already very strange, right? No pun intended. But later on, when they are in this universe, 838, I believe they called it, where that Strange had used the Darkhold, and that the Illuminati, what we've been all waiting for. People were like, I can't wait to see who's in it. So pretty much that Strange in that universe was hailed as a hero, that he died killing Thanos. But really it wasn't. The Illuminati, who consists of Black Bolt, Professor Xavier, Maria Rambeau's Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, as in the Peggy Carter, Baron Mordo, who is now the Sorcerer Supreme in this universe. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. And Reed Richards, which John Krasinski is playing. They decide that because even though to get Thanos, that guy, that Strange in that universe is using the Darkhold, even though he fights Thanos with them, they execute him because they believe he's too dangerous. And even though our Doctor Strange and America Chavez have ended up in this universe by a mistake and are trying to stop Scarlet from coming into this universe and taking this version of Scarlet Witch's children and doing whatever, and which is absolutely nuts. Well, not that. They're trying to stop her from getting to America Chavez. Pardon me. That was wrong. They're still like, no, you're the threat, even though they act like they have so much knowledge of the multiverse and of other beings. They don't understand how powerful Wanda is because there's already a Wanda in that universe. You'd think they'd understand how powerful she is. You'd think that Baron Mordo in that universe would understand that this is a threat, which brings me to that point about the Illuminati. This Illuminati is absolutely dumb. In the comics, they're meant to make really world-breaking and saving decisions. It's Professor Xavier, Black Panther, Reed Richards, Namor, Iron Man, all like just geniuses that are there, right? These people are pretty much like the world's Avengers just became a superpower for some reason. And even though you have a telepath there, and Professor Xavier, who could easily look at his mind and figure out what kind of person this is, they don't. They're just making the assumption. And then when Scarlet Witch apparently comes into that universe, and he tells him, like, yo, I'm the best. Doctor Strange is like, I'm the best, the best chance that you have to actually defeat Scarlet Witch. They're like, nah, we're gonna send Peggy Carter, Captain Marvel, Black Bolt, and Reed Richards to fight her. And they get killed, literally, like decimated. Okay. And Baron Mordo is there just fighting Doctor Strange because apparently he's the one in his multiverse has done things that are weird. But it's like you have knowledge of the multiverse and how they can make different decisions. But we're still doing this, and then eventually Professor Xavier's like, no, I know how some people can make decisions and they're not, pretty much saying that some people can make mistakes, but they're not beholden to their mistakes. I forgot the exact line that he says. But it's like, he didn't make the mistakes that your universe did, so why are you holding him accountable for something that he didn't even do? It was dumb. This is not good. It doesn't make any sense. Now, to have Professor Xavier there, because this was my main thing. I used to say this to a lot of my friends when it came to this movie. This movie does have a job, and it's got to make certain people appear. They have Reed Richards, but it's a different universe, Reed Richards. So Fantastic Four are like in the are in our, the MCU and not in the MCU. But you have Professor Xavier, who's clearly a mutant, but we don't have mutants yet. And he also dies in this movie. So they are there, but they're not really there. So I don't understand what's to come up of this. When are the X-Men coming? How long are we going to keep on holding on? Are we going to say that all these people were just waiting on the sidelines to do nothing? I don't understand. I don't understand where this is really going, to be quite honest with you. And maybe I'm not supposed to, because it's not really made for me, right? And the actual climax of this story, what we're thinking is, it's going to come up to our Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. And not to give away too many details, I've given away some already, right? Now, he used the Darkhold to possess one of his dead variants to fight her. Which, it looks cool, and it's more Sam Raimi-ish, because, once again, it's a zombie fighting. But it's like, you would have thought it would have just been him using the Darkhold, doing some type of spell with her face-to-face. Whatever. It could be considered nitpicky, but it seems like it was kind of anticlimactic, right? And then she seemingly kills herself in the end once she realizes that pretty much she's an asshole. Because they'd already said to her early in the movie, if you go and you possess, because she was doing something called dream walking earlier, which is her possessing an alternate realities version of herself, and she was gonna raise the children in that body, which was kind of strange. They were like, what's gonna happen? You're just gonna replace that version of yourself? That's you keep saying you're a good person. That's not what a good person does, right? Whatever. That goes right over her head. But then when America Chavez, comes out and lands 2 punches and then says, no, now I'm gonna send you to the universe, which by the way is stupid, because how did she land anything where you have Peggy Carter and Captain Marvel, who couldn't do much of anything, to her. Now you have America Chavez who can barely use her powers. All of a sudden, that's a whatever, I guess, right? And now she goes back to that universe, and that universe's Scarlet Witch, you know, touches her face and goes, "Don't worry, the children will be loved." That was clearly a thing. She didn't care about that before, but now she does because she saw the children being afraid of her. Whatever. It's just dumb. The movie, I don't know what they were really reaching for here, especially because they really ignored WandaVision and Loki, which, by the way, I'm not really a fan of the shows either, but if you're going to give me that, be consistent with your point. And I get it now, you have Clea Strange, who's supposed to be coming, which is like his future wife. Okay, you set that up. But if this is Multiverse of Madness, this is supposed to have overarching effects in the rest of the MCU. Did it? Honestly, did it have that? I don't think so. Right? And a lot of people thought it was going to be like the Marvel MCU version of like No Way Home. It didn't do that. And in a way, it kind of does do that, because No Way Home also had the chance to combine the Sony and Marvel and the Sony villain version and the Spider-Man version. They just didn't. They kept them separate, and now we're still going to have stupid villains with their own movie that really should be there with Spider-Man. Whatever. Let me know what you think about this movie, because honestly, I thought it was trash. Let me know what you thought about it. What were your favorite parts, or if you agree, let's have a conversation. Until then, enter the nerd.